Good morning. This is Kim Blaylock with SDG Bible Study. That's the Soli Deo Gloria Bible Study coming to you on this Saturday morning, February 28th, 2026. Hope everyone is doing well as we're heading into the weekend. And today is a special day for me. It's my birthday along with my twin brother, Keith. So happy birthday, brother. And I hope we catch up later in the day. I'm excited because he's usually out of country on the mission field in Bulgaria, but he happens to be in country right now. So we'll actually be able to celebrate our birthday together today, which is very unusual. It doesn't happen often, but thankful for that. But before we get into the birthday festivities today, we're going to get into the reading of God's Word as we continue reading from the daily reading plan as it happened, a walk through Scripture chronologically, and then Daily Doctrine, a one-year guide to Systematic Theology. This morning we'll be in the book of Numbers, chapters 11, 12, and 13. So join me as we read God's Word together. Numbers, chapter 11. Now the people became like those who complain of calamity in the ears of Yahweh. And Yahweh heard it, and his anger was kindled, and the fire of Yahweh burned among them and consumed some of the outskirts of the camp. The people therefore cried out to Moses, and Moses prayed to Yahweh, and the fire died out. So the name of that place was called Taberah, because the fire of Yahweh burned among them. And the rabble who were among them had greedy desires, and also the sons of Israel wept again and said, Who will give us meat to eat? We remember the fish which we used to eat free in Egypt, the cucumbers and the melons and the leeks and the onions and the garlic. But now our appetite is dried up. There is nothing at all to look at except this manna. Now the manna was like coriander seed, and its appearance like that of bedlam. The people who go about and gather it and grind it between two millstones, or beat it in the mortar and boil it in the pot and make cakes with it, and its taste was as the taste of cakes baked with oil. And when the dew fell on the camp at night, the manna would fall with it. Now Moses heard the people weeping throughout their families, each man at the doorway of his tent. And the anger of Yahweh was kindled greatly, and it was evil in the sight of Moses. So Moses said to Yahweh, Why have you allowed this evil toward your slave? And why have I not found favor in your sight, that you have laid the burden of all this people on me? Was it I who conceived all this people? Was it I who gave birth to them, that you should say to me, Carry them in your bosom as a nurse carries a nursing baby to the land which you swore to their fathers? Where am I to get meat to give all this people? For they weep before me, saying, Give us meat that we may eat. I alone am not able to carry all this people, because it is too heavy for me. So if you're going to deal thus with me, please kill me at once, if I have found favor in your sight, and do not let me see my wretchedness. Yahweh therefore said to Moses, Gather for me 70 men from the elders of Israel, whom you know to be the elders of the people and their officers, and take them to the tent of meeting, and let them take their stand there with you. Then I will come down and speak with you there, and I will take of the Spirit who is upon you, and will put him upon them, and they shall bear the burden of the people with you, so that you will not bear it all alone. And say to the people, Set yourself apart as holy for tomorrow. Read that again. And say to the people, Set yourself apart as holy for tomorrow, and you shall eat meat. For you have wept in the ears of Yahweh, saying, Oh, that someone give us meat to eat, for it was good for us in Egypt. Therefore Yahweh will give you meat, and you shall eat. You shall eat not 1 day, nor 2 days, nor 5 days, nor 10 days, nor 20 days, but a whole month, until it comes out of your nostrils and becomes loathsome to you, because you have rejected Yahweh who is among you, and have wept before him, saying, Why did we ever go out from Egypt? But Moses said, The people among whom I am are 600,000 on foot, yet you have said, I will give them meat, so that they may eat for a whole month. Should flocks and herds be slaughtered for them, to be sufficient for them? Or should all the fish of the sea be gathered together for them, to be sufficient for them? And Yahweh said to Moses, "Is Yahweh's power limited? Now you shall see whether my word will happen for you or not." So Moses went out and told the people the words of Yahweh. Also he gathered 70 men of the elders of the people and had them stand around the tent. Then Yahweh came down in the cloud and spoke to him. And he took of the Spirit which is upon him and placed him upon the 70 elders. And when the Spirit rested upon them, they prophesied, but they did not do it again. But 2 men had remained in the camp. The name of the one was Eldad, and the name of the other Medad. And the Spirit rested upon them. Now they were among those who had been registered, but had not gone out to the tent. And they prophesied in the camp. So a young man ran and told Moses and said, "Eldad and Medad are prophesying in the camp." Then Joshua, the son of Nun, the attendant of Moses from his youth, said, "Moses, my Lord, restrain them." But Moses said to him, "Are you jealous for my sake? Would that all the people of Yahweh were prophets, that Yahweh would put his Spirit upon them." Then Moses returned to the camp, both he and the elders of Israel. Now there went forth a wind from Yahweh, and it brought quail from the sea, and let them fall beside the camp, about a day's journey on this side, and a day's journey on the other side, all around the camp, and about 2 cubits over the surface of the ground. And the people spent all day and all night, and all the next day, and gathered the quail. He who gathered least gathered 10 homers. And they spread them out for themselves all around the camp. While the meat was still between their teeth, before it was chewed, the anger of Yahweh was kindled against the people, and Yahweh struck the people with a very severe plague. So the name of that place was called Kibroth Hattaavah, because there they buried the people who had been greedy. From Kibroth Hattaavah, the people set out for Hazeroth, and they remained at Hazeroth. Numbers chapter 12. Then Miriam and Aaron spoke against Moses because of the Cushite woman whom he had taken as a wife, for he had taken a Cushite woman. And they said, "Has Yahweh indeed spoken only through Moses? Has he not spoken through us as well?" And Yahweh heard it. Now the man Moses was very humble, more than any man who is on the face of the earth. Suddenly Yahweh said to Moses and Aaron and to Miriam, "You 3 come out to the tent of meeting." So the 3 of them came out. Then Yahweh came down in a pillar of cloud and stood at the doorway of the tent. And he called Aaron and Miriam, and then both came forward, and he said, "Hear now my words. If there is a prophet among you, I, Yahweh, shall make myself known to him in a vision. I shall speak with him in a dream. Not so with my servant Moses. He is faithful in all my household. With him I speak mouth to mouth, indeed clearly, and not in riddles. And he beholds the form of Yahweh. Why then were you not afraid to speak against my servant, against Moses?" So the anger of Yahweh burned against them, and he went away. But the cloud withdrew from over the tent, and behold, Miriam was leprous, as white as snow. And Aaron turned toward Miriam, and behold, she was leprous. Then Aaron said to Moses, "O my Lord, I beg you, do not place this sin on us, in which we have acted foolishly, and in which we have sinned. Oh, do not let her be like one dead, whose flesh is half eaten away when he comes from his mother's womb." And Moses cried out to Yahweh, saying, "O God, heal her, I pray." But Yahweh said to Moses, "If her father had but spit in her face, would she not bear her dishonor for 7 days? Let her be shut up for 7 days outside the camp, and afterwards she may be received again." So Miriam was shut up outside the camp for 7 days, and the people did not set out until Miriam was received again. Afterward, however, the people set out from Hazeroth and camped in the wilderness of Paran. Chapter 13. Then Yahweh spoke to Moses, saying, "Send out for yourself men so that they may spy out the land of Canaan, which I am going to give to the sons of Israel. You shall send a man from each of their fathers' tribes, every one a leader among them." So Moses sent them from the wilderness of Paran at the command of Yahweh, all of them men who were heads of the sons of Israel. These, then, were their names: From the tribe of Reuben, Shammua the son of Zaccur. From the tribe of Simeon, Shaphat the son of Hori. From the tribe of Judah, Caleb the son of Jephunneh. From the tribe of Issachar, Igal the son of Joseph. From the tribe of Ephraim, Hoshea the son of Nun. From the tribe of Benjamin, Palti the son of Raphu. From the tribe of Zebulun, Gadiel the son of Sodai. From the tribe of Joseph, from the tribe of Manasseh, Gadi the son of Susi. From the tribe of Dan, Amiel the son of Gemili. From the tribe of Asher, Sethur the son of Michael. From the tribe of Naphtali, Nabi the son of Zophsi. From the tribe of Gad, Geuel the son of Maacah. These are the names of the men whom Moses sent to spy out the land. But Moses called Hoshea the son of Nun, Joshua. So Moses sent them to spy out the land of Canaan and said to them, go up there into the Negev, then go up into the hill country and see what the land is like, and whether the people who live in it are strong or weak, whether they are few or many. And how is the land in which they live? Is it good or bad? And how are the cities in which they live? Are they like open camps or with fortifications? And how is the land? Is it fat or lean? And their trees, are there trees in it or not? Make an effort then to get some of the fruit of the land. Now the time was the time of the first ripe grapes. So they went up and spied out the land from the wilderness of Zin as far as Rehob at Lebo Hamath. They had gone up into the Negev, and they came to Hebron, where Ahiman, Sheshai, and Talmai, the descendants of Anak, were. Now Hebron was built 7 years before Zon in Egypt. Then they came to the valley of Eshcol, and from there cut down a branch with a single cluster of grapes, and they carried it on a pole between 2 men with some of the pomegranates and the figs. The place was called the valley of Eshcol because of the cluster which the sons of Israel cut down from there. Then they returned from spying out the land at the end of 40 days, and went and came to Moses and Aaron and to all the congregation of the sons of wilderness in the wilderness of Paran at Kadesh. And they brought back word to them and to all the congregation, and showed them the fruit of the land. Thus they recounted to him and said, we went into the land where you sent us, and it certainly does flow with milk and honey, and this is its fruit. Nevertheless, the people who live in the land are strong, and the cities are fortified and very large. And moreover, we saw the descendants of Anak there. Amalek is living in the land of the Negev, and the Hittites and the Jebusites and the Amorites are living in the hill country, and the Canaanites are living by the sea and by the side of the Jordan. Then Caleb quieted the people before Moses and said, we should by all means go up and take possession of it, for we are surely able to overcome it. But the men who had gone up with him said, we are not able to go up against the people, for they are too strong for us. So they gave out to the sons of Israel a bad report of the land which they had spied out, saying, the land which we have passed through to spy out on is a land that devours its inhabitants, and all the people whom we saw in it are men of great size. There also we saw the Nephilim, the sons of Anak are part of the Nephilim, and we became like grasshoppers in our own sight, and so we were in their sight. That's going to conclude our reading from the biblical text. Then we'll move on to reading from Daily Doctrine. Day 59, Middle Knowledge. Among the various attempts to reconcile divine sovereignty and free will, the solution proposed by Jesuit theologian Luis de Molina, 1535 to 1600, was one of the most innovative, if ultimately unpersuasive. Molina believed he could uphold the efficacy of God's decree with a libertarian account of human free will by a concept he called middle knowledge, also known today as Molinism. Molina argued that God's knowledge can be logically divided into 3 types. Natural knowledge must be and could be truths. Free knowledge will be truths, and middle knowledge would be truths. Natural knowledge is what God knows by his very nature or essence. In this category are necessary truths like 2 plus 2 equals 4, and all bachelors are unmarried. These are truths that cannot be otherwise, along with what must be. God also knows what could be, i.e., all possibilities that God could decree. Importantly, natural knowledge is pre-volitional. It refers to what God knows logically prior to his decision to decree what will be or will not be. Free knowledge is what God knows because God knows his own will. Importantly, this type of knowledge is post-volitional. That means the truths in this category are dependent on God's will. If natural knowledge deals with necessary truths, things that must be, free knowledge deals with contingent truths, things that could have been otherwise. In between these two types of knowledge is middle knowledge. Middle knowledge refers to God's pre-volitional knowledge of all counterfactuals of creaturely freedom. That means the truths in this category, like the truths of natural knowledge, exist independent of and prior to God's will. This is crucial because Molina does not make human choice dependent on God's decrees. At the same time, Molina insists that God's will is sovereign. This is where middle knowledge comes in. God knows everything that is and all the decisions and choices free human beings would make in a particular situation. Knowing all the possible contingencies arising from human freedom, God is then able to will the world he wants and knows what will come to pass. The debate surrounding middle knowledge is complicated and often highly technical, but from a Reformed view, we can note 3 problems. Number 1, middle knowledge assumes a degree of autonomy in human free will that is hard to square with passages like John chapter 6, Romans chapter 9, and Ephesians chapter 1, and many other texts that highlight God's superintendence over the decisions of mankind. Number 2, middle knowledge does not answer how the counterfactual truths are grounded in the first place. By definition, the truths are not grounded in God's nature or God's will, but neither can they be grounded in the creation. That doesn't exist. The very existence of counterfactual truths conflicts with libertarian free will. And number 3, middle knowledge posits that God's will is based upon his knowledge and that this knowledge concerns free human choices. This makes God's will dependent on something outside himself. In Molianism, God is not ordering all things solely after the counsel of his will. Instead, God's will must seek counsel from the possible decisions of his free creatures. This is not a small change to a traditional understanding of divine knowledge and divine aseity, nor is it a change that befits the sovereign God of the Bible. And that's going to conclude our reading from the biblical text and the devotional reading from Daily Doctrine. Some interesting things going on in the biblical text today. We see the people grumbling about not having food and God sending quail that were so many that God said that it would be coming out of their nostrils. And then we see the encounter with Moses and Miriam and Aaron, and God speaking on behalf of Moses and Miriam being leprous for 7 days. And then sending the spies into the land of Canaan and their cowardly report. 10 of the 12, only Caleb and Joshua came back with a positive report. And we'll see what happens thereafter. Then we spoke about middle knowledge or Molianism in Daily Doctrine. Let's just let God be God. Let him be sovereign over all things. And let him choose whom he wills. And let God be God. That's my answer to Molianism. Just let God be God. Again, have a blessed day today. Give God glory in everything that you do. Solely Deo